So, welcome to this week's Confessions of a Beauty Boss. And Kate's just said, what's the worst that can happen?
Nobody will listen. We'll delete it. We'll edit
If
it.
it's rubbish, we'll not play this one.
Because we have been planning our episodes. We're trying to get better at planning our episodes. And we've been talking about some subjects and things, topics. And risk came into it.
Yeah, but not silly risk taking. No. It's about smart risks moves.
Because I jokingly said, we're not really risk takers, are we?
It's like, and you were like, your heat. The amount of stuff that we've done that's been crazy.
I don't consider myself a big risk taker. I think I'm quite safe. And you're like,
like
we reopened a business and started 2 new ones on top of the fact that we just rebuilt our whole business. We no money after the fire, absolutely frazzled, ready to hang up the tools and just give up altogether. And then
we're no risk takers.
All because when we went in after the fire, there was a big space and a big room, and we thought, what could we put in here? Let's start another business.
I know. I always joked about having a snack van, didn't I?
You did.
An urban snack van sitting out in the car park.
You talked about that for years. You kept saying,
Carly, see when we launched Urban Vibes with Jennifer, Carly messaged me. She's like, oh my God, when I worked with you spoke about that.
We talked about a snack van out the front, a big black and pink one, because our colour was black and pink
at the time. We were branded
we're like, we'll have a big black and pink snacky out the front.
And then we're like, we could go to things like events or Transmit or getting the brand out there.
We'll make a fortune. It's a pure cash cow.
But no, what we did do, we took a calculated risk instead.
Yes. And thought this is an added benefit to our business.
And
so
our clients.
That's what I mean. We can offer our clients a nice coffee, a nice cake, a nice, sandwich. And when we call it a wellness cafe, I think we maybe put some people off.
Someone actually, I think it was actually Craig, because you know what he's like. Loves to give his
worth. Our husbands are really good at that, aren't
good
they?
at giving feedback.
Our businessmen husbands, who one works in a factory, the other one works in in the trades, like the construction industry, but they give us our advice on beauty.
But he was basically saying, you know what? He's right. He's like, wellness is so misleading. Can you not just drop that from the name? Because to me, that doesn't say I can get a rolling sausage for there.
Well, last week we had the building upstairs was getting painted, and I had gone up to ask the guys something. They were making a noise or something, and I said, can you maybe stop the noise? And I said, we're working downstairs. He said, oh, are you for downstairs, hen? And I said, and I said, he was having a coffee out of a plastic cup. I said, can you believe you never came downstairs? We've got the coffee shop downstairs. She makes the best coffee in Cumbernauld. And he said, oh, it's all that healthy stuff. Is it no, you're a wellness cafe? And I was like, no, we do coffee, we do nice tea, we do cakes. We do toasties,
paninis,
rolling bacon, rolling sausage. You can't get it.
Do you know, actually I looked at our social media name and I thought I'll just call it Urban Vibes instead of Urban Vibes Wellness Cafe.
Yeah.
Just drop the wellness part.
Yeah.
Because you can have healthy alternatives.
Yeah, of course there is. So there is, for people who like avocado and egg and toast and all that kind of stuff, there is that side of it. But we also do rolls and bacon, rolls and sausage, but we cook them healthy.
Yeah.
They're not in a big deep fat fryer. So there is elements of still wellness there. All our ingredients are all cooked fresh. And
so there, we've marketed that the wrong way.
So there you go.
That's a learning curve.
A learning curve. There's something. We've done this over the years with many things. Tweak them. You start a business and you think you know what you're doing.
Because we're thinking spa, wellness, but...
Because as part of the wellness cafe was to add on to the spa so that our clients could have a spa day where they can come along, they get their juice shot, they get their treatment and they get their nice herbal tea. So that's the nice parts of it, but we do have an actual working physical cafe that we want clients to come to
and enjoy.
So maybe we're putting
We've just marketed
off.
it a bit, so we'll tweak.
Let's make
That's what you do with businesses, you tweak them over time. Many times have we refreshed Urban.
I know.
So,
and we don't want a greasy spoon either.
No.
It's getting that really nice balance.
That smell in the salon.
No, definitely not. Healthy soups and things like that as well. So it is ticking all the boxes.
So risk taking.
That
from the very beginning, you took a risk on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because
likewise, and we went into business together. We knew each other for a couple of years, as in you done treatments and me, and we knew each other, but we took a risk together. Going into business, other. You could have been an absolute crackpot.
Can be at times. Depends the time of the month.
But we did, because at that point in time, you know, my circumstances were changing and I didn't know anything about the beauty industry, and I was thinking, it's a business. How hard can it be? It's like different to businesses that I've dealt with, but it's just a business. It's always the same. It's always about how much money you bring in, how much goes out, and what's left at the end of it. So it can't be that different.
And as an individual, for me, I took a risk as well of opening a business and the thought of perhaps not getting paid at some points.
Yeah.
Because, yes, I worked hard from working for myself, but I pick and choose my pick
Your
and chose my
hours.
own hours. I made a really good income, and there was the risk there of losing all that, because owning your own business isn't easy. I worked in that salon 6 days a week for the first year because I worked in treatments and we were trying to get the academy off the ground. So I only had 1 day off a week, didn't take my holidays. So it was that whole risk taking of I now have to feed the mouths of other people as well.
Yeah, and that's always going to be the case if you open a business. Anyone who opens a business, taking that risk, it's not just about you.
No.
Because you then have the responsibility
But then
of
you're
other
impacting your
people.
family as well. So you need to, I've often spoke about Craig's, my biggest cheerleader, my husband, but he was, I had to make it aware of him that like our finances will probably change, and he's just like, do it. If that's your dream, do it.
Yeah.
So,
and there was periods after, even, you know, we had some money at the beginning, so we were getting paid a wee bit at the beginning, not the wage we both had been used to. We were getting a smaller wage. Then it started to get a wee bit tougher, and there was points where we couldn't take a wage. Then it started to pick up a wee bit, and neither of the two of us are back where we actually had before we started, and the wage that we had before. But it's
because if you
different
take
now.
into consideration inflation and stuff, we're like, we're probably maybe hitting similar to what we would be, but if you think of inflation over time, we would now be on a much better wage. So,
but it's not about that anymore. It's now about the
growth,
building
passion,
of the,
building a legacy,
and having a team, like being able to pay your team and give them good jobs. And
of course, we want
more
well paid as well. Of course, we do. Like that is an element of it as well to make our lives nicer. You wouldn't do it for free.
No. Absolutely
but
not.
Yes, there's definitely consideration into your team they do have nice conditions.
They've got
we
a nice
do.
place to
I'm
work.
confident in saying that they do. If they work, many of them will say places they've worked in before. It's like night and day. Some people forget it every now and then, but
and when someone new comes in to join the team from a place where it's not been great, it's nice to get that wee reminder, you know, if they're talking about, oh my God, that place I worked at was
yous
an
have got it so
absolute joke.
lucky.
You've really got it.
even
lucky in here.
Jennifer coming, that was a risk her. Out a full-time wage and coming into business with us and running the cafe. Amy's kind of got the hybrid thing going on. She still works
she's
in
doing
urban,
both.
so she's got a bit of stability there as well. But business is
I think
hard.
she thought it would be easier as well. I think she thought going into 11:11 it would just happen. It would just click and be
We thought
really,
that in the
really
beginning.
busy. I know.
We thought building, they will come. We
Yeah.
thought, well, we've got this beautiful big premises, everybody will come flocking to it.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
but it's the work you have to do in the background. It's the
Yes.
constantly promoting everything and
Consistency is
getting,
key. So what other risks have we taken along the way? I think partnerships and people. One that I can think of was a risk that she drove me nuts, but it did open the doors to probably the spas or a spa for us.
Yeah, which then led to other ones after that.
I'd say more Kirsty led us to the other ones, but that initial one who I'm talking about, it gave us the first taster of working within spas. But on the flip side of that, she was hard work.
She drove you crazy.
She drove me nuts.
We're not going into
So,
that. But that's risks, as you say, getting into partnerships with people.
different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still happens all the time. You think something's going to be a really good idea and you go into it and then you think, oh God.
I know, what was I thinking? Why didn't I just stick to my guns? Go
Yeah.
with your gut.
Yes.
Go with your gut, because we've done something fairly recently that we should have just went with our gut. We're not going to go too much about it.
And
but
we agreed before we were going to do it that we weren't going down that route again, and then the conversation happened.
talked
And
into it.
by the end of it, we looked at each other and went,
like, how did that
just
happen again?
We are a couple of mugs. Why are we
know.
doing that?
I know.
But it will work out. It'll
Do you know what? It'll serve its purpose for the
and
time
it's only
being.
for a period of time, and then we can change it. But
Yeah, stick to. I'm a great believer in your gut instinct, and it never fails you. So if it's a risk that you're feeling uneasy about,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. If it's a risk that excites you, but it could go either way, do it. See what happens.
Yeah, it's the other ones. It's the ones where you know, you kind of know yourself, because they're the ones that you won't put your all into them.
No.
You'll resent them within a period of time, and it just won't succeed because you're not going to give it your all.
But then risk factors as well of investments over time as well. So we've invested in things that's really worked for us, but sometimes you need to speculate to accumulate as well.
And that's a sore one. Like starting 2 new businesses after coming back for the fire.
I know,
we
what
had
were we
used
thinking?
every resource we had left. We'd emptied our pot. We were running
we
on
hadn't.
fumes
I know.
and praying that the clients would come back to Urban and Urban would get busy again. Same with the academy when we got it back open. We were just like, we need that money coming in. If that money doesn't come in,
Taking a risk as well though, because at that time we didn't have an abundance of money, but we knew to basically make our mark and get people flocking back to us, we needed to change the place. So we needed to align more with our ethics, align more with what our branding wants to look like. So we hired Jules. That was a risk. That was a financial risk, but she delivered, and we've got a beautiful
now
branding.
Amy too.
And
you know,
Amy
getting both of
for
those in,
social
those
media.
were people that we were like, we can't really afford to do it. Just now, we're recruiting a manager.
Yeah.
We can't afford it. Well, we'll pay it, but it's
a
not
general manager to oversee.
It's not a pot of
everywhere.
money that's just sitting there, but we know we need to bring that person in to
To free
oversee
up
the
our time.
day-to-day running, to free up our time to let us go out and grow the 2 businesses, 4 businesses, even more.
Yeah.
Because at the moment we're running in fumes, we are every day just fighting fires, constantly just trying
Tired.
to... Yeah.
Aye.
Kind of, you know, it beats a wee bit of your enthusiasm out of you a wee bit when you're that tired, so
I've
you
always
find
had
it hard.
such a passion for this industry, and this podcast is all about not lying. But this year, many times I've come in and saying I'm just not loving it.
Yeah, you know, you've come in a few days and thought I can't do this anymore, and it's not the doing it; it's the not being able to see the end of it. Recently, I feel as though we just keep trudging through the same mud every so often, and nothing's breaking to get us through the other side. But
It's hard. It's hard work, and I was never expecting it to be easy, but I think it's frustration as well because of knowing where we could be at this point and not able to get into that point because we don't have all our ducks in a row.
Yeah, because we don't have the help that we need.
Yeah.
We're constantly just, as I say, doing the same things
And
all the time.
finances are always tricky. Again, it's like people think we're smashing it. We're
And when you get a bad August and September, like we
Yes.
talked about in the past,
Yes.
then that kicks you in the butt and you just think, oh, God, that would have been the difference between that and that would have meant we could have did this. And
when we start looking at our utilised hours and the work that we put in, we think sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it's hard to be like, I should be paid a lot more than what I'm getting right now, and it's making me frustrated because I'm exhausted, I'm burnt. I do reach the point of burnout of it gets to the point I probably get into emotional wreck stage, and I just need a break.
Yeah.
So you go through burnout in a different way. It's kind of procrastination for you, don't you? It's just like close my eyes and it's not happening.
Avoid it, it'll go away.
So we both deal with it different ways, but
I'm not an emotional, you know, I don't go into like crying mode or exhaustion mode or whatever. I just like kind of hides away and avoid
bury our
bits. Avoid bits that I don't really want to deal with.
yeah.
But then we pick each other up.
Yeah, of
Then
course we
always
do,
pull
and
each other out the other
it's
side of
fine, and it works out. It always works out in the end, but there's been many a dark days that you're just like, was that risk worth it? And I'm not meaning launching the new businesses. I'm just meaning from day one of starting, like how things, like different avenues we could have went down. Could we have done it better, or did we invest in the wrong thing? Or it's hard because sometimes we're always got to be the strong ones in our place, and
Yeah,
that
you've always
can
got
be
to put that
wearing.
face on.
It's like
Everything's fine.
sometimes when people are like, I'm not earning enough money, neither are we. Neither are we.
I know.
So,
I know.
yeah.
I need to do this because I can't afford to do that. And I'm like, "Oh, that's just the risk. That's just their risk they have to take or their choice that they have to make. you know, that it's just life. If you think you'll get it more somewhere else, then that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
We can't just give you it because you're not making enough money in your own life. That's not the way it works. You're getting paid the industry standard. If you went somewhere else, you'd get paid the same. So
Yeah.
there's no magic wand. We can't solve your
We pay
problem.
above industry standard. I mean, not a great deal above,
Yeah.
but we try to show our appreciation through wages, through bonuses and stuff. But in turn, we expect delivery of that 5-star journey, and we expect to follow the brand values. It's a trade-off. It's not a given.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Risks. What else? Can you think of a risk that really paid off for us?
Changing the academy, like going to the spa trainee program thing, you know, that was, we turned away a lot of other businesses and courses, and we still turn people down who don't fit the category for getting onto our courses. We still turn that away. So that's a risk we take every week because we're just like, we're not the right course for you because you want to do it quick and you want to do it cheap and you want to do it unethically, and we're just not that fit.
No, we want something that's fit for purpose.
And like going with a big organisation like CIBTAC, their standards are so high. The boxes we need to tick to put people through the courses and get them past their exam at the end, that was a big risk because it's a lot of investment. You pay to be a member every year. You pay big fees to them to do
and while we're being real, there are other Ofqual regulated awarding bodies that's not so vigorous, and people are just churning people out and they're not fit for purpose for the industry.
And they're just like doing it to pass. You know, they're teaching to pass.
Not teaching so they gain knowledge and understanding of the industry.
So
That's
more or less
that is
guide them the
belief.
answers all the way along and just go, yep, that's great, you did it this week. If you ask them that in 2 months' time, what did they remember? They'll not remember it because they didn't study it, or, you know,
there's no retention
of knowledge. So that is probably a risk that we're still taking now, but it's a worthy risk for us from a point of view of that's the way we want to.
Another risk that we took was PR when we were relaunching the salon. Now, we were so fortunate that our friends gave us huge mate rates because they are smashing it, and they helped us basically get back on our feet again, and we'll be forever grateful to them. But there was an investment there as well that was a risk because we didn't have a big bank of money, but it really paid off.
And we didn't know if it would pay off because we've done PR things and marketing things in the past, and we've chucked money at it and they've bombed.
That's a risk, isn't it? So paying
a company,
a person
a
or company, and
just never
just
got in.
didn't ever. And it was the academy for it, but it just didn't ever work.
And every month when they were giving you reports, they were making it sound as though there was differences,
Traction.
and we were going,
but it's no turning into money.
but these things take time. You'll be at least 3 to 6 months, and we got to 6 months and still nothing. And we were just like, are we idiots? Are we just not getting this? Is this the market?
Is it the industry we're in? Or
is it what are we?
Our biggest risk is putting
people?
ourselves out there because that's what's helping build the brand, sell the courses, and build relationships.
Yeah. Going to networking events, talking to people,
Social
and then you
media again.
Then you get your testimonials, or you get your feedback from somebody like the one we got from Belinda the other day.
Oh, it was lovely.
Yesterday when I read it.
I know
how much a difference it's made doing the trainee programme, and just seeing the words all written down. I was sitting at my desk yesterday like tears in my eyes thinking,
because there's people that still challenge us to this day because we don't have apprenticeships. We've made our own up, but they're like, well, how can you do that in 3 months when a beauty qualification takes you a year to 3 years? And it's like, we're not delivering a full beauty qualification, we're delivering 2 units out it, which are separate standalone qualifications, massage and facial.
What that person needs.
And then we build upon the foundations after it. They do all their CPD after it. So we are still constantly fighting our own corner and challenge, but then you're seeing the benefits that it's making to these people. Yeah. And people are starting to trust us now because we're sticking to our ethics and asking us, like, how can we were in at a spa the other day, we'll not name names, but how can you guys help get our team to a better standpoint of where they're at just now? Yeah. So
because they've used the programme a few times, but then it's just, for some it's clicking, for others it's not, and they're like, where can we change at our end to make
well, they don't have
delivering?
The manpower at their end for mentors, so we're then like, well, we'll step in and we'll do more on our end then, so it's having the flexibility there. And
And that might be something that leads on to other spas that don't know we've got it. So again, we're always adding to it. You know, we're always tweaking it to make it better.
That's it. Revise it, and nothing will change if it stays the same all the time. You constantly need to revise your material with the needs of that specific spa or the purpose that they need it for. Yeah. But apart from that, I mean, I jumped out of a plane when I was younger. Done a skydive, that was a risk. I could have died, didn't.
That was always on my things to do, and I never ever got round to it. I don't know, I've done some like kind of abseiling things and that, but I've never actually jumped out of a plane.
I would never do it now. I think your fear changes when you have kids. So when I was young, I had no fear. It was great. I would do anything. But as soon as you have kids, you start being more fearful of everything, don't you? Even roller coasters scare me now.
Still like a wee thrill for a roller coaster, but aye.
You love a thrill. So if you've taken any big risks or that have bombed or really paid off for you, we'd love to know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know.
So if you've liked this episode, please like, follow, review and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive.